So, now on the clock, the Philadelphia Eagles and their new regime, quarterback guru, late of the staff of Mike Holmgren, Andy Reid. Eagles in the 90s started out fine. Randall Cunningham, they were contenders, of course, at least, playoff team a couple of times. Never quite got over the hump to get going in the playoffs. Remember, the Fog Bowl was one of them. Then Rodney Peete and Ty Detmer, who is now at Cleveland. Last year, Bobby Hoying, and they tried Jim McMahon. Basically, they're a team in search of an offense, because their offense last year for a 3-13 team was anemic. However, Andy Reid and Tom Modrak, it was reported that maybe they were differing on who they like. Not the case. They agree it's Donovan McNabb. And one of the things they like is that he's started for 4 years at Syracuse. The pick is coming in. Let's go up to the commissioner, make it official. And you know the Eagles fans are hoping running back. We'll see.
With the second pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Donovan McNabb, quarterback, Syracuse University.
This is the biggest non-New York contingent we have ever had. And now the Giants and Eagles fans are going, you know what? The season is underway here in late April.
It kicked off awfully early. I mean, the Eagles were genuinely, the fans are irate over the fact that they didn't take Ricky Williams. But you have to, I hope the fans don't take it out on Donovan McNabb.
No, they better not.
They really better not, because he's a young man who has the opportunity to be able to come in and I think really make an impact on the Eagles on offense. He has the athletic ability of a Randall Cunningham. He has the size and poise in the pocket of a Rodney Peete. I think you take a combination like that and give him a chance to grow under Andy Reid, you're going to have yourself a fine young quarterback. His athletic ability is the thing that stands out the most in my mind.
We're going to show these highlights in a minute, but Mel, let me just say this. In talking with Andy Reid yesterday, he says, hey, I know a veer offense, there's some things different than the pros, but a lot of the reads and a lot of the turns that he makes on throwing are similar to the West Coast offense that they will run, and that helps sell them on him.
A lot of progressions, Chris. I think when you look at Donovan McNabb, as Joe said, the athleticism, you watch him run the option and play against some top teams along the way. Look at those career passing yards, touchdown passes. Very productive player. He makes plays on the football. Here against Tennessee early in the year, running the option for the touchdown. So he has that ability to create. You look at his escape skills when he has to drop back. Not only escape, but look at the vision. Look at the eyes. He's looking down the field, spots that third, fourth option, and accurately delivers the football. This is against Michigan. Watch the scramble again. Avoid, create. There you go. I mean, that is special, and I think that's the difference between a Donovan McNabb and some of the other pocket passers that come along. First, early second-round pick. Here again, throwing back. Stephen Brominski. This won the football game against Virginia Tech. This is the difference between Donovan McNabb. The escapability, Chris. And I think when you look at Tom Modrak coming over to the Philadelphia Eagles along with Andy Reid. Tom Modrak, a tremendous history of success that Tom Donahoe in Pittsburgh helped orchestrate a lot of those key drafts when they were losing free agents. They made up for it. Philadelphia Eagles had some terrible drafts along the way. I think that's going to change with Tom Modrak and Andy Reid in control of the Philadelphia Eagles organization.
Last year, 22 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. This is the... Boy, I tell you what, the mayor came out a few days ago. This is today's Philadelphia Daily News. The mayor came out a couple days ago and said, you know, we should draft Ricky Williams, the running back, call the Eagles and tell them, and it blew out the phones at the Eagles headquarters for about 3 or 4 hours. But, Joe, you said something that's most accurate. Fans, Donovan McNabb is a 4-year starter in college. One of the reasons Brett Favre was able to play so well so quickly was that he had 4 years of starting at Southern Miss. And that experience will go in a big way to help Donovan McNabb be a major contributor for a long time for the Eagles. And don't take it out on him. He's an exciting player, a great athlete.
You're absolutely right, Chris. There's one thing I want to talk about as far as him working in Syracuse. In Syracuse, the type of offense they ran, it forced people to play a lot of man-to-man coverage against them. In doing so, he threw a lot of man-to-man routes. I got to be perfectly honest with you. If I got a young quarterback coming out of college who's worked against man-to-man coverage, I think that's a big plus. I think anybody can come out of college and throw the ball for 500 yards a game against zones. That's easy to teach. Throwing the ball against man-to-man coverage is something more difficult. But I like the way Donovan McNabb has been able to put his package together as a quarterback and do the things that he needs to do. First of all, he has excellent ball position. You see the ball up high right there. That's excellent position for a ball, standing nice and tall in the pocket. Now, as he moves around and scrambles around, he shows the athletic ability. Here he is on the move, resets the ball to the same identical position, which allows him to throw the ball with accuracy. He's a little stiff in his drop back. I'd like to see him work the ball a little bit more, and he takes that hand off the ball. That he has to learn to do. Hang on to the ball a little bit long for protection. He makes himself small when he gets back in the pocket. What I mean is he drops down so low, you're going to get down where you're going to lose sight of defensive backs. Those are some of the things that are very easily correctable by a quarterback. It's the athletic ability, the arm strength, the intangibles that I really believe is going to make him exceptional. I think he has a terrific upside, Chris. I really do.
For the third time in the 90s, this year, last year, of course, with Manning and Leaf, and in 93 with Bledsoe and Meyer, quarterbacks 1-2. Mortimer, Donovan McNabb, certainly a lot of experience as a starter.
Well, and that's right. And here's what went into some of the thought process as it pertains to Donovan McNabb with the Andy Reid, the new Philadelphia coach. Remember, this is a quarterback-driven offense. And Andy Reid really sees some of Brett Favre and Donovan McNabb. That's credentials enough. He thinks he's by far the best athlete in the draft, even better than Champ Bailey. He thinks he can play 4 skill positions in the NFL. And not only that, but the offense, this West Coast offense, the #1 pass play, hey, we talk about the option, is the play action. It's the sprint, draw, fake, blast. And that's exactly what he thinks McNabb will do. And he's also going to make this very much a character draft. And McNabb, Chris, falls right in line with that.
Well, Donovan McNabb, as you mentioned, an outstanding athlete. And they have Doug Peterson there, who's almost like a quarterback, but also kind of like a coach in this offense. Will McNabb start right away? Probably not. Will he start at all this year? They'll have to wait and see. But they're going to be patient with him, give him a chance to look, and then give him a chance to contribute. Solomon Wilcots, former Bengal.